Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be another one of those, like, how I did the flowers. Like, weird stuff in plastic saw, if you want to call it. This is going to be my first soft plastics one, or any longer video in, like, 2 weeks. Got busy. Life happens. Yeah. 3/4 cup, or 3/4 of a cup of dead-on plastics. And coffee grounds. So, just straight coffee grounds into this whole thing. Nothing but coffee grounds. And at the end of this, there will be like a legitimate test color. I mean, you can test this. Even if you have K-cups, just take the extra coffee out of them. Even though I hate the taste of coffee and I hate the smell, and I think it is the worst thing ever created, but it is apparently useful. That is a 1/4 cup of coffee grounds. Oh, great bubbles. That's a total of 1 teaspoon of coffee grounds. And I got it on my glove, of course. This is gonna be great fun because it's gonna clump together and bubble like that. I mean, this is very similar to the flowers, although this bubble is 10 times worse. Although this one, they actually sink. They're not going to stay kind of floating. Alright, I'm going to reheat that quick because that just cooled down so much from the bubbles. And sometimes if it looks like your vacuum pot's not working, try taking your cup of plastic out and reheat it. Because most likely from all those bubbles and air going through it, it cooled down. And then obviously when it cools down, it turns to gel. So it probably just gelled up, allowing the bubbles not to come out that way. But I'm going to reheat that real quick off camera. That way the microwave doesn't vibrate the camera. I'm just sitting here for an entire minute talking about nothing. Okay, reheated the old coffee and degassed it 1 time. Overflowed a bit, so have to do it a 2nd time, but it is actually a not bad color. Crap, there's a little bit of red glitter in there. Let me get that out. Okay. Oh, shoot, there's another piece of red glitter. Okay, and there's a purple. Jeez, where'd all this glitter come from? People who think coffee smells good, your shop is going to smell great. In my opinion, I hate the smell of coffee, so this shop smells awful. But, alright, I'm going to degas that 1 more time. I did let it sit in the microwave for I started filming the test color for probably around 2 minutes, just to let it boil since the coffee has water in it. Just let it get all the water out of it. And now I'm gonna make sure that's hot enough, degas it, and I'll meet you back when it's time to inject. Hi, coffee is at around 3:30, 3:35 range. it's going to be injected into the Angaling AI core shot stickworm, although it's not going to be a core shot. It's just going to be a solid stickworm. Alright, here we go. When doing stickworms, it's a big bait, so want to inject slow and steady. And when you get air into your injector, it's fine. That bubble is just going to float to the top of the injector. As long as your plastic's not like 250 and pretty much gel already. Which normally I shoot around 400, which you're not supposed to do because you have a pretty big chance of burning your plastic. But I just prefer hotter plastic when it comes to injecting. And depending on how much is left, it might be turned into a core shot. I might oil up the rods and do a core shot. Alright. Let that go, let that cool down. And I'll meet you back when it's time to demold. Oh crap. 1 second. Start seeing your sprue go down, best bet, top it off. That way your baits don't get filled with air. They do make sprue extenders. Just makes your sprue like 3 inches, 2-3 inches tall. That way it has more plastic in it. Here in the near future, I'm probably gonna get a few of those. That way I don't have to top it off, because I forgot to do that one time on salmon eggs, and like the first 30-40 of them were all air filled, because it's trying to suck down the plastic, but when it can't find plastic, it just brings in a bunch of air and fills of air. So I'll meet you back when it's time to demold that, and then it'll be to the test color. Alright, time to, maybe not, maybe I just 100% jumped the gun on that. To demold the old coffee. That's what I'm going to name it to. Old coffee. Oh, jeez. There we go. A little hot. Doesn't need glove. If your molds ever get stuck together, just put your knife into the sprue and wiggle it back and forward, and it'll end up prying open. Epic bait molds, actually, their molds have a little slit in it, and it's for a knife. Need my glove. Oh man, it resealed. It's probably gonna be the most eventful demolding on this entire channel. I would use that for fishing, no doubt. Please comment below. Let me know if you would use those for fishing. That is a killer worm. It's almost like a see-through Carolina pumpkin brown with weird shaped black flake in it. That is amazing. Yeah, so if you ever want to buy any of these, just let me know, and I'll send you coffee worms. Probably can't get that at the store, I imagine. But man, that is killer. And they have a hint of a smell of coffee. That's actually pretty sweet. And if you would like to buy these and don't want them coffee scented, I could probably put a scented worm oil in the bag to counteract it. Oh yeah, and for curing bait, well, not necessarily curing them, but just while you're making other ones, if you get these little wire mesh sheets, I just cut them down because of the little shelf I have over here to fit on them. Just set them there while you make the rest. Way they're out of the way and stay clean. Okay, that was unexpectedly awesome. And even the sprue. Jeez. Mandatory thing in the bait shop now. Better see every single bait shop with coffee in it. Next time I go into Bass Pro, hopefully Zoom made that. We all know they're not going to, but okay. So that was awesome. And on to the test color. Okay, test color. It is going to be one, not really even a pigment. I'm going to call it lit green. L-I-T-E. Right? Yeah, I think. I don't know. Or L-I-T, something like. You get what I'm saying though. Quarter cup dead on plastics. I'm going to be injecting it into ice baits. That's why I have such a tiny amount. And also I'm running out of plastic, so... And I haven't ordered any more yet. Alright. Green highlight powder. That's it. Can't figure out what I'm doing with it. Then, just pay attention closely. We're gonna go with a 1/16 of a teaspoon to start. With powders, you always want to make sure you have them mixed in well. That way, yeah, think. Lost all train of thought. Oh, it doesn't clump up at all. Okay, that's gonna need reheated, but okay, hold on. You can see a bit of the green shimmer in there, but it almost looks like a pure white pearl. So I'm gonna reheat that and degas it off camera. Okay. Lit green, degassed, ready. It almost has like a red violet hue to it. It's gonna be in the 0.75 Dusker by Fat Guys Fishing. So let me get a glove. And putting it on the correct way kind of helps. Don't want to put it on backwards like I just did. Helps when your thumb's not in the pinky hole. Okay. Best thing about ice baits, they take very little plastic. And Fat Guys Fishing, they make perfect size spurs where the spurs don't take a lot of plastic either. Like if you ever notice some molds, the spur takes almost what seems to be more plastic than the actual bait. But I have a video on it, and in like 5 gallons of plastic, you can make, I think it was 20,000 ice baits. I did a whole thing on how much you can make out of a cup. I called it a ice fishing bait 1 cup challenge. Instead of doing literal 5 gallons, it'd be a waste of money and a waste of time. So if you ever want to do those challenges, you just literally do like 1 cup and then do the math to figure out how many would be in a gallon or anything. Because if you do a whole gallon, you just made 1 gallon of 1 color. Unless you use only, let's say, chartreuse, then go ahead, be my guest. But I don't only use that, so just gonna keep it at that. 1 cup is also way easier. Oh yeah, I'll meet you back when it's time to demold. Alright, lit green demold. I went to pull the sprue off. It didn't come off. It just like ripped all the extras and stayed there. Oh yeah. Those are pretty cool. I don't know how well it comes through on camera, but they have this like reddish tint to them. Almost like somebody put violet highlight into it. The thing that would really go well with this color is if you had some like 0.004 Kelly green or moss green or evergreen. Oh, okay, now I see why the sprue didn't rip. It just took those right off. Maybe that's why they designed those sprues that way. Because they just like... Okay, I might reshoot this and actually try that and see if I can pull them off that way. If I can just pull the entire sprue out. Because it's way faster and efficient than pulling them off by hand. I got two bad ones. See those little dent... Oh, sorry, bumped the camera. Dents right there. Normally means there's air in them. But that dent's huge and I can tell that there's air and some other things. And I always seem to get... If I do get bad ones, it's always in those two cavities. It's the only flaw I ever have with this mold. Okay, so that was awesome. Crazy video. Who would have thought? Coffee and a bacon. I mean, geez. It's amazing. Okay, so... yeah. Oh, please subscribe please subscribe. Please comment which ones were your favorite, and also please subscribe. But was it the amazing, unexpected coffee, or these little green highlight bugs? And if you would like to buy these, or want this color and a worm or whatever, just email me. I'll put my email up on the screen here in just a second. And I'll catch you on the next one.